And yeah, that's Arsenal. Now on to the next game. Uh, did you watch this game? Tottenham versus Aston Villa.
Yeah, yeah, good. Well,
It
mainly
means
second.
second half.
Yeah,
Listen, bro, this was like Tottenham was supposed to win this game, in my opinion.
yeah,
But it was
yeah.
really funny. It was really funny to be watching the game, and then after like the shit I said about Morgan Rogers, seeing him just shoot, I was like, can't shoot, can't pass. Then he shoots the ball proper, and in this game he had some like decent passes. I was like, ah, for fuck's
But
sakes,
but,
man.
but like I said, it's like the shooting you could always learn, man.
I knew you could always. I mentioned that too. I agreed with you. I was like, the shooting you can always learn. Like, there's no doubt about it. But it was the passing that I was like,
Yeah,
I told you, I was like, the passing's a bit of a worry. His passing was decent today. Like, it was better than, like, because his passing is normally, in my opinion, like bad. I mean, you see someone like Adam Wharton's passing, and then you just, everything else to you just looks like
it's not
kindergarten
fair.
passing.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm
Adam
watching
Wharton
Kevin
is
De Bruyne, I'm like, ew.
guy.
That cross was
Oh, I
overhit.
don't know. I
Kevin.
don't know. I don't know what's going on with Morgan Rogers. Like, just look at Messi. He when he passed, it's like, come on, that's not fair. That's not fair.
No, I know what you mean, but yeah, bro. I thought so when Morgan Rogers thumped that ball, and it's the way it went in that made me laugh the most. That was a shot, hey, and I heard the commentator like, I mean, it's not directly to the corner. You expect the keeper to do better, and I was like, no, no, look at the shot carefully. It
That
it
was
goes
for you.
up, huh?
That was
Yeah,
for you. That was
yeah. It was
oh
for me. If you look at the shot carefully, it goes up and down. It dips so well. Keepers aren't saving that, man. It's too tough. It's too difficult. Unless you're like, 6'7", 6'6", one of those really tall keepers.
nah,
And
not
you
even that.
knew you knew he was about to shoot it, like you knew exactly where he was shooting it, then you could save it. But then it's the same thing that I said about Raya versus Soboslai with that free kick. When I first saw the free kick, I was like, "Come on, Raya, you're supposed to be like getting that. It's from so far out, and the ball didn't even go that quick." But then when I watched it again, I was like, "The way how high the ball goes, you just can't
Not,
save it. It just
not
goes
even that.
too
It's like
high,
it's also like too wide. It's
bro.
funny because it's it, too wide shouldn't exist when you could always shuffle up and up. Too high exists because you can't jump all the way to space. Too wide doesn't really exist because you can always shift and go. But then when you see that ball, it goes up and it goes like it hits a post.
It's just
Bro.
too
It
high,
hits the
man."
post and it's like it was too everything. When people said David Raya should be. I'm like, I see what this conversation is. This
I saw
conversation
what it was.
is trying to take away from SummerSlam's quality there, and I don't like it.
Oh, I
I
catch
was
you.
like, this conversation is one of those. Man, that shot wasn't even that good. The keeper was just bad. It's like, no, 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 no. Let's not do that. Let's not
Yeah,
do
but
that.
it was basically that same situation where you you can see why someone would look at the keeper, and then you look at the replay and you're like, nah, nah, nah. It's just so high. I don't think the thing is many times the as for former footballers, like people that played the game to a degree, when you see things happen to a goalkeeper, you're like,
He
I know I
says
said
former
former
footballers.
footballers like we're former professional football.
Hey
You
man,
know
I
what
don't
I
know about
mean?
you.
Like,
I'm a professional always. Okay.
I'm happy for you. We really played among a legend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Guys didn't even know what you were working with. It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it when you were sliding.
Yeah. Hey man, hey man. I slid once. I almost said I slid. I slid once or twice, maybe three
Yeah,
times,
maybe
but
three
never
times, but
five.
that's it.
Never five. Yeah. Four jury still up. we'll come back to that. But I'm so
But yeah, that's kind of what I mean. As people who played football, you playing in the field, so only someone like me and probably you as well, someone who has played as a goalkeeper before, would be able to say, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know else to explain this, bro. The ball was too high.
yeah,
It was just
bro.
way too high. When it's really high like that, you literally can't see it. You can't see it. Like you can see it, but you can't see it. You can't see
Mm,
where it's gonna go. So
you
that's the
know,
reason why Morgan Rogers' goal
also
was
like
really nice to me.
also any ball being kicked and then it's a knuckleball is already difficult to predict. It wasn't a
Yeah,
curve or whatnot. It wasn't a it could go outside, go inside. It was a knuckleball. People need to leave like it's one of those, man. It's like come
they
on.
need to leave the FIFA alone. I know how
Yeah,
FIFA looks. You need to leave
it's
FIFA alone for football because football is a little bit different. When it thumps like that, there's not much you can do.
yeah.
And but that's
Especially speed as well. Speed is
the
a funny
speed.
thing.
Yeah, it
Like
was bad.
it's a funny thing. But yeah. Um
That was the a great goal. And then, please tell me you saw Aston Villa's second goal.
was it in the second half? Yeah, I believe I did.
Oh my
Wait,
days,
wait, give
bro!
me a second.
I
I
can
saw
see that you.
yeah, I saw what's this? The Tottenham goal.
That was in the
I
first half. That was in the first 5 minutes of
yeah,
the game.
no. No, yeah, that's the one I saw in the highlights. Oh, Buendia, I saw it. I saw it. The second Aston Villa goal. I saw it because I remember a few seconds before I was like, they should get Harvey Elliott on it. I feel like I have a feeling
I feel
this
like that's
Harvey
what they
Elliott
need.
game, man. Um, yeah. I saw the entire second half. I just couldn't remember the goal, but I did see
Listen,
it.
man,
Well,
that's that for me is the goal of the season and one of the best goals I've seen
already,
in my
already,
life.
already.
Everything
Close
that
enough.
occurred for that goal was just moments where you like, oh my gosh, this is why I watch footballers and why I don't like, one of those where it's like why I don't watch random dudes down the street. I watch them, English Premier League footballers, because dude, first things first, the ball is bouncing in the center circle. The corner was unsuccessful. There was a clearance. Matty Cash, not grass cutter, but volleys that nonsense on the side foot, and
Yeah.
it come perfect, perfect level, perfect height, perfect everything. The only thing is that as nice as it was, it's just difficult to control that kind of ball.
When that guy trapped it, I was like,
When
there's
he
something
trapped it, I made
that
a
is yeah.
physical sound out my mouth. Pause.
I mean, that makes kind of makes sense. Physical sound. That makes. Hey man, follow the low block for more interesting.
For more interesting lingo,
Yeah, yeah, we were
interesting
educated people,
football educated lingo,
bro.
bro.
When Metcalf first did that, I thought it's out.
Yeah, me
But
too. I
when
was like,
dude
that was
trapped it, I was
sexy,
like, "Ye-"
but it's out. But yeah,
I remember thinking it was. I didn't see that it was Buendia. I thought it was their captain. What's his name again? McGinn. But I was like, he's too thin for McGinn.
it was him again.
That's it. No, I'm saying I remember the first thought was like, did
Oh,
McGinn just score that? And then I was like, the person running is a bit too skinny for McGinn. McGinn is not that big. I think wasn't McGinn the one who did the thing, for Messi Cash. Who headed it towards him? Um,
It's possible.
Probably
I
was.
think maybe like
Probably was. But yeah, it was a nice goal. But why? What specifically makes you say goal of the season, man? Like, is it the trap and
he,
you know,
to
how,
kick the ball like that, the way that Matty Cash kicked it, because that was aesthetically pleasing. It was beautiful.
what
And then for it to be trapped in that way by this guy, by
yeah,
Digne,
this guy
it
did
was like
the Bundesliga logo.
literally, bro, like I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like the way he trapped it, I was like, oh my, I can't believe. Like for one, first thing was I can't believe Matty Cash kicked the ball like that. That was Trent Alexander-esque, if you will. Then when Digne traps it, I'm like, that's unbelievable. And then when he traps it and then he passes it back immediately, it was one of those moments when you see in football where you're like, everything that happened prior to this has to be a goal. So when he scored, I was like, that's what I'm that like that's just gorgeous. Everything that happened is just amazing. I love what I saw. I love this game. It was just it was the moment of the one of the moments of the season for me. It was one of those moments where you're like, oh, like you just enjoy what you're seeing. You just enjoy the people that you're watching. You just take a moment to be like, this is what I mean when I don't understand how these guys don't beat the first man in the corner. Or when I see these guys mistrap the ball. It's
There's
things like
nothing
this that
more.
make me go,
There's
how?
nothing. There's nothing more infuriating than
Because I
person.
know you can do this. That's what you know. That's the simplest way to say it. I know you guys can do this because I've seen people like down the street, local footballers that can do crazy nonsense like this. Not like this exactly, but like crazy nonsense when it comes to trapping the ball. I mean, we don't even
Yeah.
want to talk about the boy in our team. No matter where you give him the ball, it just stops in its tracks, and you're just like, "What the heck, bro? Someone's behind you. Everything's lit." So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why. That's so to see professional footballers in South Africa sometimes mess up. You're like, "Why, bro?" So now to think about the English ones, you're like, "Come on, man."
The ones in the in the English league. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
It's
EPL,
like
you're like, how can you not do that? That's why Trossard gets me so mad. I'm sorry for taking
it
this back to Trossard, but it's because of that. It's because of when I see Digne do things like that. That's what makes me look at Trossard and be like, come on, man. Like, look what your mates are doing.
um,
So yeah, but yeah, that's why I love the goal so much. It was a goal fitting of being the winner.
that's why what? Say that again, sir.
I said that's why I loved that goal so much. That's why I loved the game and ended up loving the game just because of that. It was just
And stuff
unbelievable.
like that. Fair enough.
But
I feel like that's the last game. Um,
yeah,
we'll
that
meet.
was a lot of games today.
We'll uh we'll see you guys next week.
You're welcome to the low blog.
Yeah. Peace. Have a great week. Um, yeah,
The
that's all
real,
I have to
bro.
say.
The real. On the real, I was hate watching Manchester United versus Liverpool. But when Man U scored in the opening minute, do you first things first, and I say this all the time, I don't know why people keep on saying, yeah, man, I see no way that Manchester United can win this game. It is the
Man,
dumbest phrase
oh
in the
my
whole of
God,
football.
man.
Every time I
I
see it, I'm like, dude, do you guys
hate
watch the sport or do you want to just
I
repeat
hate
do you want to repeat this? Do you know why it is? It feels like it's on their quota to say this. Like they get paid. Like if they don't say that
it.
in the season, they're not going to get paid for the week. Because
I
every time
hate
I
it
see it, I'm like,
so
what do you
so
mean?
so much.
Didn't you
I
see
hate it
last
so
season?
much. Oh my God. The thing is, we've been on that side the season before the season before last season, like 3 seasons ago, in that season where we were awful. They said that when we beat them 7-0, they're like, we've never been so confident to
Yeah, literally.
play at Anfield this season because they were ahead of us and all that, and they were saying all these things. I keep going back to the DR Sports, like going back
ER
watching
Sports,
that,
yes.
and
Where it was
yeah, and
like,
see,
we smell blood. We smell
yo,
blood.
so excited, and you know when when they were saying it, I was there licking my lips. I was like,
Bro.
I know we're not gonna lose this one. We might get a draw, but we're not gonna lose this one. There was no way we are gonna lose that one, man. But
Yeah,
then,
and it's the exact same situation last season when you guys were home and then you played Manchester United
yeah,
when you drew
oh
2-2.
my God,
I was
when
thinking
they
the same
said the
thing.
thing that they
And
said,
the time when you drew 0-0, like, also was it also last season? No, 2 seasons ago
man, it
when
was the
you drew
season
0-0.
before the last season.
Yeah,
That was,
when you drew nil
bro.
nil, saw it
They
coming from
said
a
it.
mile away.
They said it when we drew 0-0. They said it when we drew. Was it
2-2
1-1? Was it 2-2? 2-2
last season.
was last season not 1-1?
No, last season was
Oh,
2-2.
last season
Man, you
it was
scored first,
2-2.
then you
Yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah,
scored two
yeah,
goals, and then
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Where Trent was playing like he was in Madrid and we
yeah,
didn't have
yeah, yeah,
coffee. Yeah, I remember that. But that game and also the FA Cup where they beat us like 4-3 or whatnot.
yeah,
They
yeah.
said it
They said then as well.
that game as well. I'm like, yo, can we please
Shut up.
stop? Can we please just get, bro? Whenever Van Dijk says, "Yeah, we just need to keep working and be humble," I'm like, yeah, yeah. That be humble thing. It's bro. Do you know what's funny? This season, there's a lot more humility from Arsenal fans, which scares me. You guys are so extreme, but there's a lot more humility, and it's like, oh man,
Because
that
we've
is
been through a
heavy.
lot.
Bro, but that the humility is what's been missing, especially after the transfer window situation.
Yeah.
Bro, we've been on a very high, and
This.
people, um, they, bro, we were supposed to have a transition season 2 seasons ago. We
Yeah,
didn't have it then. We didn't have it last season. We're having it now, and
and it's
yo,
the time when transition season is gonna have the biggest banter. You're gonna have the
yeah,
most banter compared to if you had it 2 seasons ago.
yeah, yeah. It's one of those. It happening now is kind of people just assume because of the money you spent and whatnot that it's just you have to hit the ground running type. This brings me to it's kind of like a tangent, but it's an interesting thing that I spoke about with somebody, um, and essentially they said to me that these signings, all of these signings are going to not meet expectation.
Mm.
Right. And then I was like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, okay, you're allowed to say whatever you want to say. And then the person says they because of their price, there's nothing that like essentially they're saying they're going to be an underwhelming transfer. And I found that interesting because I looked at transfers differently, and I realized that in a moment. Uh, uh, um, bef okay, here's how I see it. Any transfer below 60 million is like I can give you goals, I can give you assists, and I can give you like these kind of stats, and you that would be enough for you to be a successful transfer. Maybe 70 is going 65 million. Let me say 65, right? You it below that you're allowed to have players just score, goals, score, and then it's like you've satisfied the amount that we bought you for. And then I saw anything above that. No, no, let me not say above. Let me say there's a 20 million area like in between where you can have the goals, but they're not enough. They start to come on the world. But it almost anything above that, going into the hundreds of millions, is like scoring goals and assists will never justify your price. Scoring goals and assists doesn't matter if you score 100 or 200, whatnot, it will never justify your price. When you go beyond a certain amount, the only thing that justifies your
Trophies.
amount is trophies. It's
Trophies.
what you bring in and whatnot. So
In that
when I
way, yeah.
said some, yeah, when I said that, I was like, because the person was referring to like, oh, even like you said something like Isak would score 20 goals, but then you'd be scammed because you paid 125. And I'm like, when I saw Isak coming in for 125, when I saw Florian Wirtz coming in for 160, when I saw Ekatike coming in for, was it 90? When I saw these players coming in for those amounts, the thing I was not thinking is that we're going to score, well, how many goals, whatnot. I'm thinking we are going to win trophies. And that's where the difference was in terms of how we looked at transfers. And bro, when I said that, it felt like I was saying a wrong thing because, it felt like I was dodging the question. When you give an answer that somebody doesn't really want, it feels like you were trying to dodge the question or something along those lines. And it never made sense to me for us to be saying, why isn't this player scoring 100 goals and whatnot? As long as you bring in the trophy. Last season, Mbappe wasn't it wasn't a successful season for Mbappe at Madrid. I mean, technically for him individually, sure, but he was a free transfer, by the way. He was a free transfer, but it wasn't a successful season because he didn't bring any trophies, and that's the level of player that he is. That when you bring, when you don't bring the trophies, it's like
Then it gets
that's Mbappe.
criticized.
Yeah, that's Mbappe, man. That's
Why?
come
Why?
on.
This is why you bought this guy.
Exactly.
You didn't
He's
bring
at
him for the
Madrid.
commercials. You didn't bring him
Yeah,
for like the same haircut since he was a teen, except
you,
this
you,
season.
brought, you brought him for the trophies, and that's how I've been viewing transfers for the longest time. And you know, it's funny when somebody says they're not gonna succeed. And the first thing I thought was like, oh, is this person saying we're not gonna win any trophies? But then the person was talking goals and assists, and I'm like, man, I'll be honest. I only care about that sometimes. Depends on the situation. Other than that, bro, if they say Florian Wirtz doesn't score a goal or assist this entire season, but then we get trophies, I don't care. We have
No,
trophies.
no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're And I agree with what you're saying. That like what immediately when you're talking about the golden assists, I was like, the only thing that can justify spending that much money on him is not just trophy. It's not, yeah, we won the Premier League again. It's we created a dynasty because
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like we won two Premier Leagues and two
We want
Champions League.
trophies.
And it's like,
And
okay,
by the way,
yes.
when I say trophies, I've never believed Carabao FA Cup as
Yeah, it's not in there. It's like
standards. They're not. They're never standalone trophies. If you win Carabao and FA Cup, it makes more sense. It's one trophy now. It's one trophy now.
you've officially won
When they
one
by
trophy.
yeah, when they're by themselves, that's half. That's half a trophy. You have half a trophy, half a trophy. The only four trophies that you can win is um Champions League
Champions League.
and whatever league you're playing in. The Club World Cup. That one I'm still debating in my head. Is that it's still
I was about to say, or the world famous Club World Cup. If you become a
nah.
world champion.
That one is 75% a trophy. If you won that one,
If you
you won
if
that
you
one,
win that one and then you want like I don't do they
the
still have
Super
that
Cup.
cup trophy when you
No,
win the
it's it.
no they
If you
don't.
win, if you win the Club World Cup and the Super Cup, that's a full
Yeah, the
trophy.
Super Cup.
That's a full trophy. If you
But
win
the
each on their
situation with
own,
Chelsea, see, Chelsea weren't in the Super Cup. That's why they didn't win the trophy.
exactly, exactly. How are you in the Club World Cup when you know you didn't win the Champions League? They're like, oh, we won it 5 seasons. Okay, okay, so you won a trophy 5 seasons ago. Now you've won 75% of a trophy. But but that's the
Now
thing.
you're the
When
best. Now
you're
you're the best team in the world because you won the trophy 5 seasons ago.
5 years ago, makes no sense.
You
But
literally, you were literally at the edge of the cutoff.
bro, bro, it's so
The
annoying
danger is
because
that Chelsea might not be in the next one.
the defending champions are not here. But aren't they going to just put them as defending champions? Is that even allowed?
I think it's possible. I think they might. I think like because they do that with the Champions League and not the Europa you go the Champions League. They do it the Champions League.
Would they do that with the World Cup? Because I swear Argentina just
No, they don't.
qualify. They just imagine the winners of the World Cup not qualifying for the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, some of the winners were out here losing in the freaking first round. So
Yeah, but
anything's possible.
man, it's one of those. But my point still stands. FA
Yeah,
Cup, Carabao, those are half trophies that you win and it becomes one. The quadruple is a treble that is fancier. That's the
the,
normal treble is
the,
two and a
the
half trophies.
quadruple is a treble plus like it's better than a treble.
No, that's
That's
because
the
a treble. That's because a treble is 2.5 trophies. It's not a treble. So, so
a
the
quadruple
quadruple is an
is
actual
officially
treble.
defined as better than a treble.
Exactly.
That's its
Because
qualification.
you combine the half trophies into one, and then you win two other trophies, and it becomes a treble. But it's a quadruple. It's quadruple and a treble. So it make bro when Chelsea like oh man, I keep getting texts from Chelsea fans. They're like how somebody says, let me read to you what he says. He says he tries calling me at 6. He's like, what the hell? I'm like, yo. He's like, you're losing. And I'm like, I'm watching. And he says, like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? That's Man U. And I'm like, I swear to God,
You
Chelsea
lost,
played Man
man.
U. I swear to God, Chelsea played Man U first. I swear to God, they played each other first. It's oh man, but it's fine. It's fine.
But no,
Uh,
I
um,
get you on the
going into
trophy part. Yeah,
going into the match, we haven't spoken about the match. Not even
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie.
Go into it.
Awful. I don't know what. Okay, let me say this. You know how I said keep that phrase for later, bro. Cody Gakpo keeps getting not substituted, and it's annoying.
Again, what?
Not substituted. When Chiesa comes in, I'm expecting Cody Gakpo to be substituted. When Ekitike came in, I was expecting Cody Gakpo to be substituted because he plays. Oh man, he's
To
cutting
be
in and like
to be
it's not
fair,
effective. It's not effective, and it doesn't activate the left side as much as the left side should be. Bro, this guy will refuse. He like I swear there's a match where he looked at Kirkes and he says, "Wallahi, I'm not passing you." Wallahi, you're not getting the ball from me. It's so annoying. And last season, he was very good. But they had the whole competition. Luis Diaz sometimes and Cody Gakpo. I would say Cody Gakpo did a lot more than Luis Diaz in terms of getting us points and whatnot. Luis Diaz did a lot more in terms of the work on the pitch, I would say. But uh, uh, um, the last game, I thought he should have been substituted for Chiesa because Chiesa plays on that side, and Chiesa down the middle is good, but it's bro. Bro, did you watch the Southampton Liverpool? You probably didn't, but in the Carabao,
I only saw the assist.
what,
I only saw the assist, the goal.
bro? Even if you scrap the assist, like he played so well as the winger because Isak played with him first half, and then Ekitike played with him second half. Bro, he's a winger. He's a winger that can play throughout the front line, but you know is very effective on that side, especially now that we need competition for Cody Gap because he's our only left winger. If you count Rio, I guess two left
Mm.
wingers, but you can't count Rio. That's
He doesn't play, yeah.
yeah. So it's like
Even
supposed to
if
be
he was
Chiesa.
like that young age, he still wouldn't be playing. So you can't count.
Exactly. Chiesa and Gakpo should be fighting for that side. And I get that Chiesa has not been playing because a lot of people have been saying, oh, justice for Chiesa. And I'm like, they just said he had a little bit of an injury. Justice for what? For his muscles? For against who? Because they're saying as in like Slot doesn't want to play. Last season you could argue that, but now he's been kind of bringing him in, getting him to his full sharpness like properly. Last season I don't know. After the one game, I think the Plymouth game, he was like never again, which was weird. But yeah, hey man, we have a lot of problems right now. Score, allowing Man United to score within the first 2 minutes is crazy. It's crazy.
Unbelievably disappointing. Just
Hey man,
disappointing. I don't think there's a better description than that. Just to say allowing them to score that early was disappointing. It was the moment, and listen, man,
it
it wasn't
wasn't.
a hit.
It wasn't disappointed. It was embarrassing.
I think there's a moment where, like I mentioned to you, when I was hearing all these pundits and all these guys say, "No, there's no way." When Man U scored in 2 minutes, I was like, "You idiots! There is a way." I almost felt vindicated. I don't know how to explain it. This was a very interesting hate watch because when Man United, when you scored your goal, I was like, okay, cool. End like this. I'm happy with this. When Man United scored, it was one of the one times during the hate watch where I was like, I actually didn't want them to score. I didn't want Man United to win the game. Just simply because I felt like my point was proven with the draw. I felt like perfect.
Uh,
But to think that you guys lost at Anfield to Man U and the way it happened, do you know what it was? If if it was if it was if it was Casemiro and he scored like a banger from long range, it would be like, that's annoying, but whatever. The fact it was Bruno Fernandes to Harry Maguire made me sick. It made me physically ill to see that
no,
happen. I was like,
I
I'm sorry, Liverpool. I'm
I have
sorry.
not
I
I have
don't
not
like you.
seen
Huh?
something. I'm saying in a very long while. I've not seen something that has angered me like this. I've seen us being bad. I've seen us being good. I've seen us. These dudes have not won at Anfield in almost 10 years. And it's not just that they want, it's the way that it
The
happened.
way was really
Firstly, we're losing from the first minute. From after the first minute, because that goal happened like 62 seconds. It's like
yeah.
after the first minute, you lose. And then as soon as you score, 2 minutes, 5 minutes later, they score again. You're losing again. It's one of those things, man. And it came. This was not a game where I felt like we kind of gave up and were hoping for a draw because we looked like we were looking for a win. and it was so
I
you
thought the
my sister
reaction of the Liverpool players after you conceded said it all. Liverpool don't react like
the
that
sec
after they concede.
the second time.
Both goals. But
Bro,
mostly, yes,
I
mostly
don't
the second time.
I
But
don't I
normally
don't I
when
don't
Liverpool
I don't
concede,
remember the reactions if I'm being honest, bro. My head is uh,
yeah, naturally. But thing is, most times when Liverpool concede, you look
how do they
around.
react?
Wait, hold on. Is this actually a goal? Let's wait for VAR. Let's wait for this. Let's wait for that. But
Oh, when they just collected it and started going to the center. Oh,
when it's like, I don't know how to explain it, it was just nonchalant. It was chill. I was like, come on, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it. The best hate losing. We conceded, I'm pissed. But Liverpool looked like we conceded. Shit. Let's get back into things. And yeah, man, I think it was. Well, I think I don't want to give any credit to Man U because I hate Manchester United. But I think it's a big downer for Liverpool.
this is one of those where it's a turning point. It's supposed to be a turning point. It's either
Something should
it's
give.
great, yeah. Is it's this four in a row? Are you insane?
Yeah, it's
Bro,
crazy.
what terrible the other season, 22-23, the trauma season recently, and we four in a row. I don't think we went four in a row in terms of losses. Like get a draw and build on that or something. Like I hate there's nothing I hate more than draws because people become complacent with draws. You know, it's like one of those. But four in a row, just losses. Just ew. Bro, it's so draw, man. It's something should give, like you said. Something should honestly give. And the thing that, bro, I think firstly we need like a set piece coach because we keep conceding set pieces. Like not even
Yeah, in the way.
attacking set piece. Like not the we need a set piece coach who has played the disgusting like a disgusting low block in his time. Who has played like that kind of coach? I need a defensive set piece coach. Attacking will go on vibes because that's what attacking set pieces are.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
what
way
you
we
guys
defend,
on.
bro, defending set pieces has been terrible for the past two seasons, maybe three. We haven't been that great. The past two seasons, it has been worse. And I found out that we didn't really have a set piece coach. I think they just when you have a bunch of coaches there, I think it was one of those. And then they said we might be getting a set piece coach. I'm not sure if he's in yet. If he is, fire him. They said it like like a month ago or something. If he's
Hmm.
already here and he's been here for a month, that nigga should be fired.
Hmm.
That nigga should
Less than one
leave
minute
now.
left.
He's got to go. He's got to. But like jokes aside, our set piece situations are terrible. We've been losing the mental battles recently. Like it's weird. Like mentally, we're not all the way there. Like and it's I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
get you. It's a tough time for you guys. Probably like 20 seconds left. Yeah, man.
Okay, okay.
You guys are gonna have to go through it for a while.
Nah,